Hello, everyone. It is October 21st, and this is Brian Cutler. I'm a systems engineer at Rovisys, and I graduated from NC State in May of 2019. I studied chemical engineering, and these little videos are going to be showing how to make a class example for the process controls class and showing you how to make these type of problems and what it would look like on these process control systems. So in order to illustrate this class example, I'm going to be using three programs. I'm going to be using all Rockwell platform software, but I'll be using Rockwell Studio 5000, which is the PLC software. I'll show you that in a minute. That's actually the software that you configure on your computer, and then you load it onto the controller, which actually controls all the processes and whatnot. We're also be using Studio 5000 Logix Emulate, which is just enables you to create virtual controllers to simulate your program. And finally, we'll be using RS Links, which is Rockwell's OPC server, which is it manages all the communications between all the different Rockwell devices, Rockwell software, and so it's the kind of the conductor in the background. So to get this party started, let's go ahead and make our virtual controller. So open it up, Logix Emulate, and so we'll go here. Oh, looks like my mouse died. So yeah, what we'll do right here is we'll just go ahead and create a module in slot 2. So we got an Emulate 5570 controller. Version 31. Yeah, and we'll be using version 31 for our Rockwell program. Alright. So there we go, we got our virtual controller set up. Okay, interesting. But okay, so then let's go ahead and look at RS Links. Like I said, this maintains all the communications between everything. And normally when if you haven't configured anything yet, this virtual backplane wouldn't be there. But let's go ahead and assume it wasn't, or what we would have to do if it wasn't there. I already set this up beforehand. But so you go ahead to configure drivers under communications. Yeah, we already had this virtual one here set up. But what you would do here is you would choose virtual backplane just for your virtual controller. And if you were to use a real system, they would most likely use an Ethernet IP driver, which is Rockwell's proprietary communication protocol. If you're using all Rockwell actual, Allen Bradley and Rockwell are owned by the same company, and Allen Bradley makes all the hardware associated with these controllers and communication modules. And they have this proprietary Ethernet IP communication protocol. So all that uses that. So if you're using all Rockwell stuff from software to hardware, you would be using that. But yeah, here we go, virtual backplane, and then you would just hit configure and start pretty much. We already have it going, so you can see that we can browse to our controller right there. So that's good. So let's go ahead and get a Studio 5000 program going. Go to start a new project. Call this NC State. And then you have to specify what specific controller that you're using for your project. So we'll be using the Emulate controller, but for my current project, we're using 1756 L75s, just as an example. But there we go. So we're using this Emulate controller. Yep. We want to specify the slot the controller's in, the version of the software we'll be using, and the chassis slot is just for it's a hardware thing we don't have to worry about right now. So all this looks good. Alright, here we are. So this is the program, and I'll just show you guys how you get online with the controller. So you can configure as much as you want all within this program, but it's all just on your local program. And in order to actually take what you have within your program here, you have to download to the controller. So I'll show you guys that. So you go to communication, who's active, and you can go ahead and browse to your controller that we set up. So we can go ahead. So if you download to the controller, that takes your program that you have in this offline Studio 5000 program, pushes to the controller. If you hit upload, it takes whatever's on the controller and brings it to your program. And as a pretty significant difference that you have to be careful about, because I mean, if you're dealing with live equipment and you just want to work on that live PLC, you always want to upload, because I mean, if you just download like an empty project to it, you just shut down your entire facility, which a lot of people will not be happy about. So yep, and now our controller is on. We're online with our controller. So there's nothing in this program. So if we had any logic, it would start evaluating it and whatnot. Once you set it to run mode, it's even in program. So it's not even evaluating the logic if there was any logic. So I'm just showing you guys how you get these programs set up. And the next few videos, I'll show you guys how to actually configure the actual logic and whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoyed.